So one of the things we're going to work on with Miss Willow is teaching her that a crate is a good thing. So one of the things we're going to work on with Miss Willow is teaching her that a crate is a good thing. So we have one that's been set up in the living room. She hasn't been put in it yet for any real reason. It's just been there, which is perfect because we want them to know that this is safe and something that they can acclimate to at their own terms. So her mom's been doing things like putting her shoes in there, her toys in there, and letting her do what she wants to do. So that's the perfect first step, is putting things in there so they can go in there on their own. So she happens to be playing with this toy right now, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. Are you ready? I always want to still encourage that get it and kind of leave it alone. So get it, ready? Get it! Good job! So it's just on the inside of it. The crate also just moved, so I might go ahead and put the rubber mat under it since she's going to be bouncing. We don't want her to bounce and have it slide and then her get scared of it, so we don't want her to get scared of the crate. So we're going to get it. Good job. And it's just right there. So, I mean, it's just on the cusp. So we don't want to shove it way in the back. Ready? Get it. Good job. Yay! So I think she wants food now more instead of the toy. So Tanya always tends to equal food, not toy. So when she grabbed my hand, I just ignored that behavior. Good job. I'll wait for a better behavior. So remember, puppies are always learning. So even though I'm thinking crate training, she's also saying I'm a puppy and I'm mouthing. So we just ignore that behavior and food instead of toys. So we're going to go, you ready? So we'll ignore that behavior. Good girl, reward that behavior. So just because I have food doesn't mean we jump at it. Good girl, you ready? Okay, go get it. Good job. And I'll ignore that behavior. It's hard, right? Because we like puppy kisses. Good job! So if you want your puppy kisses, just like the puppy lap we did last week, you want to do it on cue. So you can say, kissy kiss, good girl. But I'll ignore the jumping up part. Good girl. Kissy kiss, good girl. Maybe we'll look at that later. Tanya, think crate. Good girl. So we'll go, ready? Oops. Good girl, find it. I'm going to use the word find it, which means sniffing, find something out, so that will help with the tossing of food rewards. Good job, find it. And when she's in there, I'll give her another bonus. Good job. Girl, I'm just going to reward her for being in it. Good job. So that she's learning being in it. It's pretty cool. Good job. Yeah. Yes, good girl. Yes, her head turned. I'll go ahead and reward that. Anything yes towards the crate will be a win. Did you find it in there? Did you find it in there? Girl, good job. Is your Snippy in there? Oh, is it in there? There's another one right there. And I'm just reinforcing her and giving her more nibbles in there. Good girl. I'm just going to reinforce her for turning her head so that she doesn't lose track of, am I getting rewarded for not jumping or am I getting rewarded for going in the crate? And she can get rewarded for both. Good girl! But I want to focus it more on the crate, so I want to be better with my timing to reinforce her for being in there. Good job! Did you find it? Good girl! Find it! Right there! Good girl! Gotta learn to use that nose. Dexter needs to show you that. Good girl! Good! And just like reinforcing her for staying in the down position, we can do the same thing about reinforcing her for staying in there longer. Yes, so I'll do that just for the head turn towards the crate. So I'm kind of letting her kind of shape her way in there, meaning her offering the behaviors, and I'm also doing luring her in there, doing a combination of both. Good girl. So pretty. Yes. Good girl. There's your treats in there. They're in there. Good girl. You see them in there? Here they are. Yeah. So she's in there and staying in there. I'll reinforce that. Good girl. I'm also taking the treats and kind of putting it behind her versus right in front of her for her reward. Kind of encourage her to be in there more. And there's no real rule. I'm just reinforcing her for hanging out, doing things in here, being safe. For learning that this is a fun, safe game to play. Good girl. Good job. Yes. And then also, anytime that she's hanging out and she goes in there to investigate, I would tell her how smart she is, add an extra reward if I have it. You can also add treats in there randomly so that your puppy can find them on their own. If you have multiple dogs, usually not an issue unless there's some food guarding, and then you wouldn't want to do that. And when you feel like your puppy's comfortable about the crate, you can add a word like crate or go night-night or load up, whatever you want to do. I wouldn't do it until I felt comfortable that they were comfortable about going in. Ready? Let's go night-night. Good girl. Good girl. Oops, right there. And as your puppy gets comfortable about going in your crate, this could take a while, so you don't want to push it. But then you can start thinking about the gate being closed or the zipper being down. So with a canvasy one like this for a puppy, so I'm ignoring all that jumping, right? Good girl, I'll reward that. I'll ignore that. Reward that. With a canvasy one, I probably wouldn't leave them unsupervised because they would end up chewing it for the most part. So again, I'll ignore that. She's like, chew it? You want me to show you? Good girl. See how she went in on her own? So I'm actually going to bring her out. I want to unroll this, but I don't want to do it when she's in it because I don't want to scare her. See her, the Velcro? So we'll do it this way. So I'm going to hold it up, and then we'll do our lesson. Right? Go get in there. But it could take a few days. You don't want to force them in there. Yay! Good girl! Good girl. When they're in there, you can kind of close it. Good! And kind of close it. Good! Good! Let's see if she pops back in by herself. Yes! And kind of close it. And you can just build on there. For the zipper part, since it's not a latch, I would actually start with that with her out again. So that we don't freak her out and she feels trapped in there. So I would start the zipper with her out here. And again, not rewarding that. Good job. Good. To get her used to that. You don't want to chew it, right? Good. Good job. We just want to start with everything being on the right track. So I don't want to trap her in there and zip it and make her upset. I don't want her to hear the noise and get all goofy, so I want to reward her for coming over here. Good job, ready? Good job, just calling her off. She's just getting used to what these things are. And for puppies, everything's a curiosity and everything goes in their mouth. Willow. Ready? Ready? So I'm going to go ahead and feed her during it. Good. And just meet her over here. Okay? And so you just be slowly getting her used to that until it's a no big deal. When it's a no big deal being able to zip it around with her out here, then as you're progressing, I would work on her being in there and doing the same thing with the zip. So, in the crate, reinforce. You're letting the crate hang out in the house, reinforce. Good job.